Hello, Dr. Maddy Roth here with Roth Consulting Group and Inspire Pelvic Physical Therapy. Today we are going to talk about paid ads. My friends that are listening that own practices are so annoyed right now. They are turning this podcast off right now because they know they have heard this a million times from me. I am just obsessed with paid ads because they have changed my life. I could cry. I literally could cry just thinking about paid ads because it is an emotional experience, because it has totally changed my practice. The thing that's most important to me is spending time with my family, especially my son, James. And when you have to go out to do workshops on Saturdays or in the evenings and you don't get to see your son go to bed at night, that's awful. It's so awful. Okay, so whether you have kids or not, you gotta do these paid ads. I don't care if I help you do them or not. If you're in the pelvic health practice, paid ads are gonna work so well for you. So there are some companies out there that really promote paid ads, and they work more for just general cash clinics, mostly ortho clinics. And yeah, if you had an ortho cash pay clinic, it probably would work. I'm running ads right now for my friend, and he's ortho. They do okay. You get some patients from it. It's worth doing. You get a return. But cash pay pelvic health, you got to do ads, guys. So our number one referral source by far are Facebook ads. We're a new business, in the first couple of years. And we are in a really heavily insurance-driven area. Our doctors in town are just really, they're kind of hung up on that we don't take insurance, and it's been really hard to get in with them. It's been so frustrating. I've done all the things. I've connected with so many doctors, and we'll go over tips for connecting with doctors. Yeah, we've put in quite a bit. We do get doctor referrals. They're pretty low quality leads, I would say, for the most part. Our high quality leads are people that find us themselves through direct access. So paid ads are just insane because it's so easy to see your return on investment. At first, our first month of doing paid ads, we kind of lucked out. We had a really good patient click on the ad, and she bought a package right away of over $2,000. So I was like, okay, cool. So once you have someone that purchases a visit or a couple visits or a package, now you have ad spend money to pour into ads again. So we had $2,000. Not that I poured $2,000 into ads. I started about $20 a day, and this is through Facebook and Instagram ads. Very simple ad, just a picture and a description, and you're getting leads, so many leads. It's just crazy. If we go about $20 a day, we're getting about 3 leads per day, which is amazing. Not all of the leads turn into an evaluation, but about 60% of them do. So that's worth it if you have 3 times 7 leads coming in per week. And so that's what's helped us grow and scale so quickly, are these ads. You do have to do them a certain way. If you're not doing them correctly, it's not going to work. We like to do our ads using a low ball evaluation, because when you're on the midnight scroll, you are not going to be clicking on a $200+ evaluation. That takes time and thought and consideration. You got to talk to your husband. You got to look at your bank accounts, budget it in. But if it's a no-brainer, if it's less than $100, people are going to be clicking on that thing. They're going to be like, what? There's help for these issues. So that's why with pelvic health, ads are really great, because one of our biggest barriers is just people don't know there's help for these issues. So the ad just gets out to the world that, hey, there's treatment for leakage, or you don't have to live with painful sex. And so many people that click on our ad are like, I didn't even know there was treatment for this. Like, this is crazy. So it helps get the word out and reach people that you wouldn't already reach. If you think about a workshop you do, you can get a patient from a workshop. You can get a couple patients because most women walking around need pelvic floor therapy. So there's going to be someone that comes to your workshop that needs pelvic floor therapy. There's going to be multiple people that do, and then a couple that potentially sign up. But it's a lot of pressure. If you have to keep doing workshops to fill your caseload, that's a lot of effort. I do not want you guys to have to exert effort. Just pay a little bit for your leads, and it's really chill. You can spend time with your family instead of doing workshops. You can, be on a tropical island and just watch the leads roll in and have your admin schedule them on your therapist schedule. Ads are a little tricky, though. You have to tweak your ad. It's not an exact science. So what works for me in my area might not work for you in your area. You might have to bid more money because you live in an area where there's a lot of people doing ads. We had too many leads. A lot of times we have too many leads when we have the ad on. We just can't keep up with the demand. I can't hire fast enough to keep up with the demand. So I'll turn it down. I turned it to $1 a day, and we were still getting a lead every other day in my area. So it works pretty darn well. If you are not doing paid ads, please consider it. Back to what I was talking about in our pricing episode. If you are scared to do a lowball offer, I'm going to say it again. Your time is not worth what you're charging. If you do a lowball eval at $47, people say all the time, but my time is worth more than that. Yeah, it is. But your time's also worth more than $200. And if you can flood yourself with leads and you have 5-10 therapists going because you have the leads from these ads, your time's going to be worth, maybe not that eval, but all the visits that these people are doing, it's going to be worth 10 therapist times. If you're charging $200 a session, that amount per hour is what your time is worth. So I don't want us to set our worth lower than it actually is. As practice owners, it's not worth $200. It's worth way more than that. If you want to know how to do ads, please reach out. We have resources and we help people run ads and get started with that. And I cannot say I'm a tech person. I get mad at my computer. I don't know everything. But the thing you know about me is I will go all out for you. And I'm going to work day and night to make sure this works for you. So we have some resources on paid ads, what we've found is working and what doesn't work for people. And again, it's not an exact science. There's some testing with it to find the sweet spot. But just wanted to go over some of our ad numbers. And at this point in time, we have our full-time OT, we have a part-time PT, and then I see occasionally some patients. I try not to. I'm trying to stay disciplined about that, but occasionally I'll see some patients. It's enjoyable, and sometimes it just happens. It is amazing to look at your ROI on ad spend because it is so easy to look at. So what this means, if you're spending, like what we were doing, we're spending $1 a day. So that's $30 in a month. And if we get people buying a plan of care package, if people are even just showing up for their eval, right now our ad is at $67 for the eval. That's like our lowball eval price. And this is kind of what it will look like. Month number 1, Facebook is still going to kind of try to figure out what's going on. You might not get very many leads from it, but hopefully you get a couple good leads. So you have a little bit of money that you can put back in the next month to your ad spend. So then our next month, we had a 10x return on our investment. For a couple months, we had a 10x return. And then our fourth month of running ads, we had a 30x return. It was insane because those people from month number 1 are still coming for treatments. So if you are, say, they started in January and it's March, those $200 visits in March are still counting to your return on ad spend. So say Allie is coming, but she's paying week to week. She couldn't afford the package. So she is still at $200 for the month of March. So that's 4 times $200 for her. But then you think about all the new evaluations you got that month. And some of those evals purchase packages. You can easily see how the ROI just builds every single month. And as someone that really likes control, I'm a control freak. It's nice to know that if I put more money in, if I tweak my ad, we're going to directly get patients out of it. I could meet with a doctor for 2 hours or bring a whole lunch to a doctor's office, and I could do demonstrations. I could spread my legs and donate my vagina to science and show them how to do a pelvic floor exam, have my colleague do one on me in front of 100 doctors and get 0 patients out of that. And I bought them all lunch. I didn't actually do this, but I thought about doing this. Just put a couple bucks in and you'll get your patients. So there's no time to wait around for these doctors to refer. We can't just wait for patients to hopefully sign up for our workshop and come. If you get these ads out, the word is going to get out. And that's what we need. We need to just chill. We need to relax. It is stressful building a business. So just sit at home, put a little money in, and just watch the leads roll in. It's crazy, crazy. I hope you will do paid ads. If paid ads are not working for you or you don't believe in paid ads, I don't understand it. I don't understand why people aren't a fan of paid ads. I do get the argument. You want to establish yourself as a business. You want people to know you. Our ad people that are our best leads are people that have also come to a workshop or know of who we are already and already have some trust built. So it is good to be out in the community. We still do workshops. We still get out there. We still meet with doctors. If you have a connection in 2 places, like the doctor recommended you, but then you saw the ad a million times and you finally decided, okay, I'm going to do this, that's a much warmer lead than someone just seeing the ad. So you still got to get out there. You got to have a world-class experience for your patients. You got to be getting results for people. But these ads are so life-changing for pelvic health practices in general. Alrighty, I have some friends that own practices that are not willing to run ads, and I do not understand. What is the goal of our business? Aren't we trying to help as many people as possible, change as many lives as possible? These Facebook ad leads are people we wouldn't otherwise reach. So yes, it stinks. You do an eval on someone and you're only getting that lowball price that you have set. But if you average it over a full plan of care, that's an amazing thing. So another thing, if your therapist is salaried, do you want your therapist, say your therapist is stuck at 20 patients a week? Wouldn't you rather, and you're paying her a full-time salary, wouldn't you rather her see those 20 patients and then fill her schedule with 15 more Facebook ad evals where people are paying some amount, so at least you're getting that payment. Say you're only doing 47. You're probably covering your therapist's time, at least during that time. Even if those people don't book subsequent sessions, you're at least covering your therapist and maybe even your admin if you're priced more like $67 or $87 for your ad. So at least you're covering your overhead in those hours. If even 4 of those people continue and book one session, it's worth it, especially if your therapist is salaried. If your therapist is hourly, I think of it kind of like a workshop, like a one-on-one workshop. Like, do I want to pay my therapist her salary and we're going to break even an hour and just hope that this patient, it's like a one-on-one workshop, hope this patient books another session or a plan of care. It's worth it, especially if it's not my time. Like, if I'm not having to do that workshop, not sure if that's making sense, but I think of it like that. So my one PT, she is hourly pay, and I mean, yeah, it stinks when I have an eval come in at that lowball price. I'm losing a little bit of money because I'm paying her, the admin, whatever, the space we're in. But if a couple of those people are booking subsequent sessions, it is worth it, especially if you weren't going to fill those hours anyway. I hope that makes sense. Again, if your therapist is salaried, think of these hours of evaluating these Facebook ad leads as like a workshop. You don't have to go do it, but your therapist is working with these people one-on-one and hopefully selling them on more visits. And maybe they don't all say yes, but if you get a couple of them, those hours for the people that said no, you covered your overhead, which you wouldn't have done if you wouldn't have had those Facebook ads. Like, your therapist would have been sitting there like twiddling her thumbs. So at least you covered your overhead. And then those other hours, boom, you're building up and they are qualified leads and they're going to book subsequent sessions and you're building up your therapist schedule. So I really feel there are blanket statements with ads, like you need to be making at least $30K a month before you start paid ads. Why is that a thing? You need to at least have one therapist hired before you use paid ads. Why? That's just a blanket statement. If ads are the way you get patients, that's great. You should do that. And we get a lot of patients from ads. I'm not ashamed of it. It's amazing. It's the easiest way to get patients. It's more guaranteed than anything I've ever done. At a workshop, you pray to God, please, someone sign up for therapy. Please, I'm going to offer free evals to all these people after spending hours of time preparing for this and doing this workshop and getting all nervous and sweaty. And I'm going to give people free evals and just hope that they purchase plan of cares. Like, that's a lot of effort. Guys, that is the old way of getting patients. If you're still just doing workshops, you are working way too hard. It is better to pay for your leads through Facebook and Instagram and to get patients from there than to rely solely on a doctor. When we first started, we had a midwife that referred to us all the time. You can guess what I'm going to say. She left or got fired or something. She didn't really say. All of those referrals in an instant are gone, and we can't do anything to get them back. She did her best to try to get her colleagues on board and refer to us. She didn't get a lot of her colleagues to refer to us. It was just her. She would talk us up. They were really good patients because they were already prepped by their midwife that this is going to be a world-class experience. And they came in and they were wonderful. And so that's what happens. If you get reliant on just one office or one doctor referring to you, that's a really scary place to be. If you can figure out how to run these ads and you're paying for your leads and it works every time. So just know that it's not a bad thing to do paid ads, but it's life-changing. It's allowed us to fill my OT schedule because she was kind of stuck before we started doing that. And I was just busting my butt. I'm a hard worker. I was doing workshops every other week and going into offices and having coffee dates. And it was just an uphill battle. Started those ads. She was filled up in a jiffy. We got a new PT, got her filled up, and now we're working on hiring another full-time OT, and life is good. Life is amazing. I can edit these ads on my couch, and I don't have to get in front of people and get all sweaty and nervous and just pray and have so much pressure that I need to get at least one of these people to sign up for my therapy so we can break even and pay my therapist. Like, no. Please just relax on your couch. Put a little money in, tweak your ad. Watch those leads roll in, and you better give them a world-class experience or else they are going to go bye-bye. So admin's got to be ready to give them a great phone call. You got to be on it during your eval and get these people in, help them change their lives, and hopefully they'll be in for subsequent visits and purchase packages, and life is good. So if you want any help with your paid ads, please reach out. You can message me on Instagram, dr.maddy_Roth, and I would be happy to help you on that journey. If not, go ahead and just go for it. And if you need help along the way, let me know. But you got to do it. Just try it. You can shut it off in a second. If you are like the nervous type, like me, you can run it for a week. I would try $20 a day to start so you actually get a feeling if it's going to work. Anything lower in most areas isn't going to give you a ton of leads. Maybe $10 a day, you might be able to get a lead every day or every other day. So make sure you give it a good shot, and I would try for at least 2 weeks. If you don't like it, go ahead and shut her down. I am passionate about paid ads, and it makes me very, very happy. It makes my world go round. And it makes the business roll. And puts food on the table. Okay. Hope you have a great day.